Morning, everybody. Today I am going to be doing a VOD review of a tank Roadhog in silver. I did something a little different with this review. I actually am going to start looking at the videos prior to doing the review, gather some information to kind of have a little bit more of a concise review of the gameplay. Right off the start here, pretty much what you'll notice is there's two different ways to play Roadhog. You can play more of a frontline type style with the rest of the team, or you can do a flanking style. This particular player is playing generally a flanking style throughout the game, until he's kind of forced to play with the team as they're just trying to fight the payload. If you're going to be playing a flanking style such as this, you need to really secure kills. And you'll see here that this player really is struggling to secure kills. And the way you ultimately do that is through your hooks. And there's a lot of different things that we'll see in terms of bad hook usage, the priority, securing the kills, a lot of different things to consider. This is a really aggressive position. Again, it's okay to do this, but you need to be really effective if you're going to do this, because they got spawn advantage. So if they kill you, it's going to take you a long time to get back to the fight. This is just a very interesting spot to be in. The other thing that I'll talk about in a little bit is just a general awareness of what the rest of your team is doing. Hooking a Roadhog is not necessarily a bad idea, especially if they're low. Try to pop some shots into him first before you just hook him. Get him weak before you bring him to you. If you brought him to you full health, then it's just a battle of who is better. Right away you back off. So why play this really aggressive playstyle if you're not going to be confident in securing kills? You should have just went after him at that point. If you're not confident in getting kills, don't back off. Okay, so here comes the second point. You secure this kill, which is great. Good start. Fine. Now you have low health. One thing that you seem to be doing is using breather to heal yourself up and then going into the fight. It's really not what you should be using breather for. What you should be really doing is using breather to kind of bail you out of a bad situation. Instead of looking to find out what your healers are doing. I understand you have a healer right next to you, but he may not know that you just pulled away. All you have to do is turn around and ask him for healing. This is actually a huge pet peeve of mine of tank players, and I'm a main tank player myself, is they always complain that they get no healing, but they have no awareness of what their players are doing. Remember, you took this hard flank around this corner. Most people are going to be playing straight up the middle, which they all are. You see your Mercy's way up there, and your Baptiste is focused in on the point. You don't need to use your breather here. Again, he's just staring forward, trying to pay attention to his team. Let's go back to you. So you use breather here. Now you have no escape path, and you're not even full health anyways. This is just a bad move. Don't do this. Your second person you poked, another tank player. You're going to see this throughout the video, but we'll get into the DPS player that he starts hooking a lot of. You're in this really aggressive position, and you die, because you have no breather to bail yourself out. Keep in mind, breather also allows you to take 50% less damage while you're using it. You're using breather like it's a healing station to heal yourself up to get back in the fight. So there's a lot of things to already work on here. Again, if you're going to take an aggressive position, you go on flanks, you have to secure kills. You have to. Because if you're playing straight up with your team, you could hook them and pull them towards you so they can help you finish the team. Again, you're not even shooting before you're starting to do a hook. You're just waiting to do a hook. Now you got another kill, and we'll see something here is that you got one squishy target and you easily kill them after you hook them. Your hook accuracy is really high. It's just your priority of who you're hooking is really bad. Again, I don't... Okay, you use breather there. So this is one of the first many hooks that you have on Reaper in this game. For Roadhog players, Reaper is going to be the most difficult DPS player to hook. Most other DPS players you should be able to eliminate. I'm just going to stop here for a second and talk about Reaper, because I don't like getting into enemy team compositions at this lower level too often, but if you're going to be Roadhog, the hooking Reaper wants to fight you up close. So you need to eliminate Reaper right away. Right away. If you don't have the confidence to do that, at least at the start, don't hook them. Hook somebody else. But throughout this game, it seems like most of your hooks were always at either Roadhog or Reaper, instead of going after like Zenyatta, Lucio, Hanzo, which it should be your high target priority. Hold on 1 second, I need to check something real quick. Okay. But this goes into another point here. You've now moved up. The one thing I noticed, you're always looking forward. This is another thing about tank players that drive me crazy, but this drives me crazy just across. This is for all of you guys who are watching this. Just a complete lack of awareness of what your team is doing. You have no idea if they're spawning back, where they are, if you should engage, not engage, wait for them to group up. Even if you're in comms and you're just saying group up, turn around. You don't turn around this entire game. So now you're playing this straight up the middle. I don't know why you're not shooting here. No shots, you get hooked. I don't know if you just forgot what the trigger button was. If you want to know, it's R2. But seriously, like, I don't know why you're not shooting there. I don't know what you're waiting for. But you also don't know where your team is. And you're not softening the target up before you go and try and do a hook. Again, you get hooked back in again. What are you trying to accomplish here? I understand that you're trying to play like a main tank because you guys have a diva as your second tank, but I don't quite get what's going on there. Just a side note, when it comes to whole hog, yes, you get this kill. You can actually hook someone towards you and then whole hog first. It gets them really, really close to you before you start blasting. So you get this kill. You then immediately hook the Reaper and you die. Now this goes into the point of what I'm saying. If you play front with your team and you have and you hook a Reaper, hopefully your team can follow up. But again, you're dying here when you don't, you didn't really do too much. That's the targets you should be going after. Do you see how easy it was to kill a Zen? But here's the second part of this. Let's say you don't even kill him with that shot. You can easily just put one more shot in him and kill him. Your your hook accuracy is really, really high in this game, and that's what people look at and be like, I had 75% hook accuracy. I'm really, really good. But the targets you hooked landed like no kills. You need to be hooking players that you're confident in killing, or that you will kill. Again, I don't know why you're not shooting here. It just seems really weird. Like, you could have just killed that Hanzo with a shot. He got away there for no reason. I have no idea why you're not shooting your gun. And now the Zarya's by herself. And then the Reaper comes and kills you. Like, you didn't use breather, you died with breather. A lot of these fights are being lost because of your poor decision making. Yeah, you hooked a lot of people, but this is the one thing with Roadhog. You have to secure kills with his hook. You have to. And in order to do that, you have to use your breather properly. So use it to get out of fights, or in that case, keep yourself alive. And you'll see here, you hook Reaper. You didn't soften him up beforehand. Boom, boom, boom. You actually brought him close to your team so he can ult all of you. And then you're just going to get ran over here. Which is, it happens. But think about it this way. You win that team fight if you kill the Reaper there. But because you didn't, he hit ult and then kill all your team. That fight is on you. No one else. This is where players don't like criticism. They want to blame the rest of their team. I'm getting bad healing. Well, if you're getting bad healing, maybe you're in a really bad position. Maybe you don't understand where they are in the team fight. Maybe your DPS aren't able to follow up because you're going on flanks and just hooking people randomly by yourself, and they're not able to actually help you kill something. Maybe the problem isn't your other players. Maybe the problem is you. And the only person you can control is you. This is for everybody. This is one thing that drives me crazy about this game. Flaming other people, and more often than not, when the person is flaming other people, they're actually the ones that's the problem. It's usually not the other way around. Not finding a way to work with them properly. Don't worry, when I start doing my university stream, I'm going to go into a lot of different tangents talking about different things and different issues with this game. But I love this game. It's just, there is such a lack of understanding of what you should be doing. But this is why people are sending in VOD reviews to learn. Again, hook the Reaper. Don't finish him off. I'm not going to get into whole hog too much, but your whole hogs also just seem to be kind of random. No real... I know you were trying to get the Reaper to F off, but you do them a lot in just really open spaces, and the best thing you can do with whole hog is trap someone up against a wall where they can't move far away, or push everyone off cart because you're trying to secure the point or something. You're just kind of using whole hog. That's not the greatest ultimate, so I'm not going to go hardcore into it, but I like that you try and use cover here. But right there. Your Baptiste was actually healing you up. Now you used breather when you didn't need to, and you're not going to have it for this next fight. And then the first person you hook is Roadhog and then run away from him. So you have no confidence in killing people. You're hooking them towards you to make them more dangerous, which is Roadhog and Reaper, which are the most dangerous players to you up front. Zarya is as well, too. And then you're just kind of running away from them because you're just scared. Luckily you had breather right before this, but you're kind of already in a really tough position. Again, trying to hook the Roadhog. It's not... I want to be really, really clear here. it's not a bad thing to hook a Roadhog and a Reaper. The problem is you need to be confident in being able to secure the kill to do that. With a Roadhog, you're going to probably want to know that you've got players around you that are going to be able to follow up for it. But I don't get why you're not softening him up to where he's really, really low, then hooking him. But now he hooks you, and you're low health. That's an easy kill. Did you see he only had 140 health when he hooked you? If you're going to hook a Roadhog, wait until he's really low. Again, Roadhog. And think about it this way. So, you hooked Zen once, Lucio once. There was one Zarya hook, which you didn't get a kill on. And there's been multiple Reaper and Roadhog hooks where one of the Roadhog hooks, you eventually got him killed, but I don't think you really killed him because of the hook. It's just you ended up winning a 1v1 battle afterwards after retreating and such. So you pretty much killed Reaper and Roadhog not once. But the Zen and the Lucio you killed both times. Think about this as a giant team fight. If you kill both their healers to start, so let's say you go around, you hook the Zen, land a shot on him, soften up Lucio while you're waiting for hook Lucio, kill him. They have no healers now for the fight. Then, hopefully, there's softer targets for the fight, because the rest of your team is going to be doing something. You can even still kill Hanzo, which takes pressure off your front line. And then eventually you can go down and kill the rest. You're focusing on the hardest targets and going from there. This start here is actually just a... Look, you can play any team composition in Silver, it's fine, but you're going to struggle without a real kind of true main tank to get you out of this choke to start. Again, you hook a Zarya again, no kill. So you're just continuously hooking like the 3 worst targets that you could hook. See, you use Breather to get out of that fight. And then you healed up using Spawn. You could do, but that's kind of what it's for. Again, you tried to hook Zarya. I'm going to keep saying this. It's okay to hook Zarya. You just got to make sure you get the kill. And if you hook him into your team, maybe you do. So I'm not saying don't ever hook these players. I'm just saying be aware of what you're trying to accomplish. That's good pressure right there. Too bad you don't have your hook for Hanzo. Again, I don't even think you've attempted a hook on Hanzo this entire game, which is probably one of your easiest targets. But if you notice something there, he was half health when you did it. So if you're just doing a 1v1 to start, shoot him, hook him, shoot him, then try and like melee him. I'm not going to get into fancy stuff about hook, go move forward, shoot in the face, hook. There's all sorts of different things that you can do to actually get a lot more value out of your hooks. There's plenty of other videos you can watch on techs and what you should be doing with Roadhog hooks. Go ahead and watch those. CarQ does a lot of good stuff in terms of his review, or his different players and what you should be doing with different heroes. But if you notice right there, now the Lucio did kind of boop you away, but it seemed like you were stepping backwards and you didn't secure the kill on the Lucio. And now you're not taking a breather with 29 health. That's just a lack of awareness of what you have going on. So again, if you're going to be playing Roadhog, now you've been playing more of a frontline style, which you kind of have to with also a diva. But this is what drives me crazy is you'll probably look at the fact that you have high hook accuracy and you did good general damage and you think you played well. If you're going to play with Roadhog, you have to kill people. Just flat out. And I have Max Kitty decided to bust into the door, and that's why I was distracted for a minute. I know I've been overly harsh in this review, but again, you have to look at Roadhog as get kills. If you're not getting kills, don't be Roadhog. It's going to sound harsh. You guys lost this game because of you. And this is the only way you get better. Seriously. Because you have to realize, what is it? Think about it this way, if you walking into this next fight. What are you trying to accomplish going into this next fight? Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be like hardcore strategy about, I'm going to use whole hog to push everyone off the payload and then be able to, like, just think, I haven't been focusing on Zen or Hanzo. Let me find one of their squishy targets in the back line since I'm going to flank and eliminate them to start. Oh, you're looking for Zen. Pull him down. This is where you need to get better because you should have killed him with a melee. This is you getting better at Roadhog. I'm not going to give you a lot of grief here. Right target. You pretty much got him dead. And unfortunately, the Hanzo does his job, but you do end up actually killing the Zen. Again, you've now killed the Zen twice on hooks. Now, you want to be staying alive, because you're a tank, you shouldn't be. But the Hanzo came and did his job. Look at what he's doing. He protected his backline.
60 seconds remaining.
Why? Again, what are you trying to accomplish here? This is way out in the open. The spread, you can see what the spread is right now of your gun. That thing spreads like huge. It goes like in a straight line pattern across the map. You're just going to do some random damage. I get it's getting close to the end of the fight, but hook someone first and then do this, or it's hard to trap someone in a corner on this area of the map, but I mean, you can break this shield with your normal shots. And you, unfortunately, you're giving yourself a breather when he used his ultimate, but and you were able to kill him, but you could have canceled it. But look, that's just bad timing. Now, notice something there. Your DPS followed up with you. She was already low. You got a good shot on her, and then your Symmetra hit her right in the face. That's how you use it. You can use your team to help you out too, but you need to know that your team is with you. You're never looking. I don't think you've ever looked behind to see where your healers are or anything in this entire game. As a tank player, you've got to know when you're able to engage and not engage. Like, just a mere fact that you just haven't turned around is pretty crazy. That for an entire game. You have no clue what the rest of your team is doing. This is a team game. You got out trance. See how easy of a target Zen is? You've killed him twice and you've got him to pop trance to save his own life. And again, another Reaper hook. That doesn't land you any value. If you look at this game statistically, you've landed a lot of hooks. So Roadhog players, you have to get kills. What you need to work on here is your target priority of your hooks. But I think just your lack of awareness, this is going to help no matter who you play. Your lack of awareness of what any of your team is doing is non-existent. That really needs to be worked on. You just had no clue where anyone was on your team at any time. How are you knowing what to be doing with your team? Like, look, if you're not in comms, that's fine. Maybe the people are jerks in comms, but you can still find a way to play with the team, especially as a tank. You need to know where your team is, because you got to know if you're overextended. It's one of the hardest things to do, is especially when you're in the middle of a fight. But if you're going to engage in a fight, you need to know where they are. Your breather usage, you're using it too often. It's just kind of like hiding, healing, then engaging. You should do it for more like you're in trouble. Use it to get yourself out of trouble, then heal back up. Then before you get really aggressive, make sure you have that cooldown ready again. You shouldn't just be hard engaging with that cooldown maxed out and not ready to go. And I didn't go over this too much, but your kind of general positioning is something you also need to work on. Just because you are Roadhog and you don't have a shield, you still could use corners to help yourself out. It's a little harder in the open area, but you can still keep yourself alive more than just being way out in the middle of the team fight. Some of those areas are hard to do that, but you also want to be in good positions to where your healers are going to be able to heal you. Just like at the first point, it's okay to flank at the start like you did at the start of the game, but you have to realize that because the position you're in, people aren't going to be able to heal you, or they shouldn't put themselves in really bad position to heal you. So you've got to understand when you go back to a different position, where are your healers to where they can actually end up healing you up instead of you needing to use the breather. So you have a lot to work on, which is fine. That's a good thing. It's actually not a bad thing. People always think that things that you need to work on is like a negative thing. That means you have a higher ceiling to where you can obtain. So please let me know in the comments below. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to me on Twitch. Just send me a message. I'll be happy to answer them. And if there's any other reviews that you guys would like for me to do, I'd be happy to do.